What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your 20th AngularJS tutorial, in which we'll be discussing about something called range-based loops in AngularJS. Now, in the last two tutorials, I realized that I didn't discussed about range-based loops in ngRepeat back in the tutorial 5 or 6, I guess. So we'll be doing it right now. So what range-based loops are in AngularJS, they're pretty much similar like we used to work with ngRepeat. So I'll just create li ng repeat, and earlier what we used to do is we created an array of elements, and then we did like person in persons, and then we used to echo out that with two curly braces. But sometimes you don't need to use any data from the loop, you just need that task to run multiple times. So for that, let's say you want a ranged based loop. So what you can do is you can do ngRepeat I or any variable in my range, and let's say you echo I here and a br. So inside your controller.js, we need to make sure that my range is actually available in the scope. So let's create a variable where range equals to 10, and for I equals to 0, I is less than range, I plus plus, where my range equals to this. So my range dot push I. Alright, so now we have got the my range array ready with numbers 0 to 9, and now let's set the scope dot my range equals to my range. Okay, so let's reload the page, and as you can see we get 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 as the numbers echoed. But what if you want it to just run 1 or 2 times, or number of times which you can count on your fingers? So for that, what you can do is you can just create your array here only. So just do it like this, and it would work similarly. There would be no change. But let's say you want this to run 1,000 times or 10,000 times, then what would you do? Now this loop is also expensive when you're running tens of thousands of times, because this would create a lot of memory usage. So what we can do is, well, we don't actually need any practical we don't actually, basically I haven't seen any practical use of running Angular loop tens of hundreds of thousand times, but this is pretty handy way I found it myself, so I'm gonna share you with you guys. So to do that, what you can do is you can create something called range as new array 100, and what it would do is it would initialize an array with 100 elements, each of being undefined or null. I don't remember, it is undefined or it is either null. So there would be 100 elements in all, and since we want this to be the range, we'll set here I in range. So whatever you do right here, now don't make use of I because I contains null now, so it's not a wise choice to make use of I because I isn't an index loop anymore. So whatever you do right here, it would repeat 100 times on your web page. But we have a problem. When you will reload this, what would happen is the loop won't work at all, and in the console you would see that, whoa, this should be range. In the console you would see that we get this error, ngRepeat duplicates. This dupes is actually duplicates. So what happens is ngRepeat is not designed to work with duplicates. Now since this new array contains 100 duplicates, each of being um, each of being undefined 100 times, then we need a fix to this. Now, one fix is to make sure that Angular works by the track index and not by the elements. So by default, Angular tracks the loop with the value inside that particular thing, but now Angular is tracking it with index value of that. So when I will reload this, then you can see that I'll just shrink this window a little bit. Then you can see that this is 100 times printed, this whatever this is written. So that's pretty much handy if you want to work with loops, because it's much cleaner to use when you don't care about the iterating variable. You don't need to use that. So in that situations you can use this fix. So that's it for this tutorial, and in the next tutorial we'll be discussing something more about AngularJS. So till then, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'll see you then. Goodbye.